Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is it like there where you are today? Are people being allowed to return home yet?
Vicki, they are, and it's a stark contrast to what we witnessed yesterday when parts of the Panhandle were blanketed in snow, believe it or not. That did a lot in helping stop some of these flare-ups that had been taking place across the entire region. But as you can see behind me, the damage really already done from Tuesday into Wednesday. This home, one of dozens here in Canadian, incinerated in just a few minutes as a result of these fast-moving flames. That Smokehouse Creek fire, as you mentioned, now at 1.2 million acres. Today, the majority of the flames are out, but crews say as winds pick back up, Vicki, there's a real concern. It just takes one ember to open up a whole new fire front. The Texas Forestry Service says they're stationing crews on the northern side of that fire. But keep in mind, there's about 4 others across the region that are also trouble spots as well. Vicki?
You know, Morgan, we know President Biden has dispatched hundreds of firefighters and emergency teams to help with the firefight. Have officials given any sense of how long it will take to get these fires contained? So many are still burning.
Right, 5% is the containment at last check for the Smokehouse Creek fire, the largest. As for when they'll be able to contain it, the only entity with that answer might be Mother Nature here. We know that this weekend, wind forecast expected to gust 30 to 40 miles an hour. That could be a potential nightmare, and the humidity will drop, and that's a real concern as well right now, Vicki. So we do know that despite crews getting in position to protect vulnerable communities and cut fire line as fast as they can, everyone will be looking skyward to see what conditions do over the next 24 hours or so.
Yeah, those winds can be really tricky. NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky live in.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi. And today is Noga, March 1st, 2024. Beloved, the time just flew by, man. Like, man. Yo, today is already March 1st. Yo, we are getting closer and closer to our new year. And even closer to X mark the spot. Brethren, if you watch the premiere that we had today for our prayer, unfortunately I was not able to do the prayer live because I had this dental appointment that I had forgot about it. I had to went in there and do some work. And I can talk right now. I can actually record this video. So I'm doing better. And let me try to get the prayer, okay? For those of you who are not, who do not know, we have the Big Levi backup channel. Okay, that's the one we do the prayers on. Say the great glory to the mighty one. That's the one we just had, and we highly recommend you go watch it, okay? Because we had went into some Esau's trouble here where we met Mr. Jeremiah, okay? We're not making this up, with the 66 hat, and the other dude name was Philip. So now one thing that I want to point out, it's a Sister Rosaline here. And she had, she said, I got the package, made the tea, and drank it last night. This morning, my blood pressure was 149/95, pulse 76. Before this, it was consistently an average of 181/101, pulse 60. I will continue to monitor, drink the tea, and record my food. Thanks again. All right, great glory. All right, the beloved sister is putting that blood pressure down. Okay, from 181 to 149, that's a huge drop. It's a huge drop, okay? So for the people that have high blood pressure, that is if you are participating and the fast with us trying to lower your high blood pressure. We got 10 more days to go, well, 9 more days, so to speak, for the fast to end it. And if you wish to get this, you can send us an email. It was free of charge for the sister, okay? But if you yourself want to get it, you can contact us and we will tell you how much is. It's not expensive. It's not really that much. You can get the leaves. You probably have that tree in your home or close to your place. We will go ahead and send it to you, and you will send the payment to the person that is getting it out there for you, okay? So again, it works for the sister. It may work for you. It may not work for you. But beloved, to have your blood pressure 170, 80, it's not good. It's not something that I would advise someone to ignore. I highly recommend that you do something about it. That is if it's high, okay? Now, beloved, let us keep on moving. Let's go watch this again. And, well, we really don't need to watch this because this is from NBC. So this is one of those big guys. They really don't show you exactly. But because we are doing this video, let's say a few words here. Great glory to the mighty one. Let's keep on moving, brethren. This is real. And we know this is plague number 2 right here. Fiery conflagration of the city. All right. We have it here. All right. So this is in Texas. All right. Where exactly this is in Texas? It's pretty much everywhere in that area. But there are specific cities that this thing is pummeled. So let's watch.
What is it like there where you are today? Are people being allowed to return home yet?
Yeah, Vicky, they are, and it's a stark contrast to what we witnessed yesterday when parts of the Panhandle.
This is Canadian Texas. Remember the first one that we saw in the prayer, it was Fritch, Texas. This one Canadian. So what they said, beloved, they said, well, this thing is burning over 1 million acres and it's 12 homes or kind of like no more. Like that's 83,333 acres per burn. Like every time you travel 83,000 acres, you find one home burn, and then you travel another 83,000 acre, another home until you reach 12, and that's it. See, this is what they are doing and lies and hide the true destruction that are going upon those people. When they are talking about those areas, beloved, those areas, that's where you have those rich folks staying at, the ranchers, the farmers, the preppers, the survivalists. Those are the guys that went and then stay in those off-grid area and thinking they can get away from the destruction. Or whenever Russia send that over there and then it's going to land in the city, because of course the city is where we stay at. And we told you those people are getting away from the cities not because there is no bomb that will drop there, because they know you are the majority in most of the cities around the United States. And when your power come back, you're going to do a lot of damage. You're going to find those people that are around there. But anyway, so we got Morgan Chesky over there. So let's listen to what he's saying.
Were blanketed in snow, believe it or not. That did a lot in helping stop some of these flare-ups that had been taking place across the entire region.
This dude wearing a shirt say Bishop what now? Bishop Plumbing? What? Bishop Plumbing.
Across the entire region. But as you...
Let me see. I gotta really watch those things, make sure they are not AI generated image, because those folks are liars. Okay? They are liars, all right?
Place across the...
Okay, look at those cars and tires, all right? So, and again, they will say, well, Big Levi, you have to understand, man, this is Bill Gates doing this. Remember when Bill Gates was buying all those farm land over there in Texas? Yeah, well, now he's burning them down because, you know, he tried to build back the country so he can come with the New World Order, so he can come with the Illuminati, so he tried to burn things down because he just bought them. Look at those cars, man, okay? We got at least 5 cars over here, okay? 6 or 7. I'm not quite sure if this is a car or a trailer. These things are burned to the ground. Like, well, because it's DEW. No, it's called the angelic power. It's called that planet that is behind the sun. It's called Pluto is in the mist. That's what that is. That has nothing to do with men or China. Well, it's the Chinese doing this. We can go to China. Let me just get a little something concerning China. China Observer. There you go. Look. This is what's going on in China right now. Let's watch like a minute out of this.
In a heart-wrenching confession, a man tearfully says,
I
don't know if it's because I'm getting older or what, but I'm just more scared of the Lunar New Year than pigs are. In many...
Okay, so the people over there, they are definitely afraid of the New Year because it's March. They know what's coming. That's why they are crying. They are afraid because there is a feeling of impending doom upon them. There's this emotion of destruction. They can feel it, okay? This is them. Well, this is a representation of the angels, dragging them down there.
Rural areas of China,
they don't want to go.
Pigs for the new year is a traditional custom.
They don't want to go.
Typically, after entering the 12th lunar month, rural families begin to slaughter pigs to prepare meat for the New Year's dumplings and meals. At some point, a saying became popular on the internet in China. I'm more scared of the new year than pigs are, to describe the dread of the holiday season. Below this video, many have posted selfies of them crying with comments like,
"Man, stop, I'm just as scared."
Someone commented and said, "I'm even more scared than you are. At least you can cry. I can't even do that." Someone else added, "Pigs only fear this once a year, but we fear it year after year, over and over again."
Okay, so it's 24/7, 365 days for them. They are in fear. What the hell? Why are you Chinese are in fear? Of fear of what? What shouldn't be happening over there? I thought you guys are burning houses over there with your DEWs or whatever. At least that's what conspiracy theories are saying out there.
After the Chinese Communist Party came into power, the Chinese New Year was officially given the term Spring Festival, or Chunjie in Chinese. But there's recently a trend of playing on the word jie, meaning festival, which has the same pronunciation as this jie, which means calamity. For them, the Chinese New Year is no longer memories of a happy family gathering together to enjoy others' company without the need for lavish feasts. Instead, it's replaced by the pressures of forced marriages and moral coercion.
Okay, this is the... Listen to those people, brethren. They are going through these things. And people want to say, well, Big Levi, this is Jacob's trouble because, we are Jacob's trouble. The orders, the Gentiles, 83, going to come together. Now. They're going to come after us, man. They're going to do the FEMA, the National Guard, the U.S. Army, going to take us and put us in Jacob's trouble. Oh, really? Right? The Chinese too. All right, let's listen to this guy over there.
A decent-looking young man remarks, I'd rather cry in my rented place than return to my hometown. I'm nearly 30 and consumed by age-related anxiety. Just the thought of going home for the New Year's gives me a headache. In big cities like Hangzhou, Beijing, or Shanghai, someone my age is still considered young. But back home, being my age without being married or having children is seen as unforgivable. I feel torn, especially in my rural hometown in Gansu. It's like a totally different world. Honestly, I'd rather have little money and stay in the big city because only there do I feel alive and in control of my life. At home, life doesn't belong to me. It's almost like I live a life for my relatives and neighbors. No matter how well you do, you'll never match up to other people's children. In their eyes, you're worthless. You're nothing. I'd rather live in a rented place forever, no matter how shabby it is. Even a basement is fine, as long as I'm financially independent and not living off handouts from home. That way, I'm in control of my life. I've been drifting outside for 9 years, not because I have unrealistic expectations about big cities, but because I have a deep fear of home, especially around New Year's, when the pressure to get married is relentless. Ah, it's for your own good, they say. And then there's the inevitable question about how much you earn. Just because I'm almost 30, I'd rather be where no one knows me. I'm still young. My life is still full of endless possibilities. No matter how hard or tired I am, I don't want to return to my old life. This woman says,
why is that? Because the blessing is gone. Because they no longer have this comfortable life, the identities that they used to have, and just relax and make money, go around and do. Ever since the Holy One shut down this thing in 2020, hey, all hate break loose, man. All right.
Just when I thought we could enjoy the new year, things turned sour because of the lucky money. I gave my sisters 4 children 200 yuan each, which is a total of 800. Then my sister gave my son a red envelope with 400 yuan. Who would have thought this could cause a conflict? My sister's children opened the envelope, and seeing it only had 200 yuan, she refused to accept it. She cried, saying, "Auntie gave me 200. Why did you give her child 400? Nowadays, lucky money has lost its charm. Even children are caught up in competition and jealousy.
In China, what used to be a time of mutual New Year's greetings and sincere wishes has turned into a competition of achievements, jobs, cars, houses, husbands, and lucky money, which is why more and more people are unwilling to return home for the new year. It's only the 3rd day of the new year.
So that's what's going on over there in China, all right? And people are like, well, the Chinese are doing this. This is my favorite part out of the whole thing. Okay, watch this. Okay, let me see. All right. Okay, here. All right.
But reality is often different, and many can no longer return to their previous lives. Even for the short period of the new year, many migrant workers prefer to stay in their shabby city rentals rather than face various forms of moral coercion back home. The second unusual phenomenon is that many migrant workers who return home for the new year discover that the number of single men in rural areas is increasing, while single women are nowhere to be seen. As everyone knows, finding a wife in rural areas is exceptionally difficult. According to official Chinese data from 2023, at least 30 million rural men are unable to find potential wives. It's not that they don't want to get married, there simply aren't enough women available.
You got 30 million men. You got about 30 million men named Wang that can't find any tacos, no cookies over there, sir, nothing but sausages. You got like 30 million men. That's like the entire state of California, loaded with nothing but dudes, man. That's like, there's no women there. You can't find women. That's like Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Cuba, all those islands loaded with nothing but men. There are no women. It's not like they don't want to get married. There are no women there. You have phenomenon where a dude get married and then go home, put his wife there, jump in the shower, and then get out so he can get this baking process and started, and they find a note say, man, sorry, I just stole your wife. His wife got stolen. Okay, 30 million men, Bridget. This is no joke. Okay, it's not supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be at least 30 million women and 28 or 29 million men. That's how it's supposed to be. The number of the women should always outweigh the men. That's why some men, they have more wives than others. That's how you keep your population going. But hey, China, knock and whack themselves. They did this to themselves. All right, let's keep on moving.
This rural man said, "We can't find wives. From one end of the village to the other, we counted about 32 men, all single." Why are so many men unable to find wives? The blame lies with the inhumane one-child policy implemented by the Chinese Communist Party decades ago. In rural areas where the preference for sons over daughters is strong, pregnant women who are found out to be carrying girls would often terminate their pregnancies to wait until they have a boy. As a result, after decades, the gender ratio has become severely unbalanced. According to the latest data, in 2023, there were 723.3 million men and only 688.4 million women in China.
In China. That means, beloved, look, there in 2023, there were 723 million men and only 688 million women. That means there's at least 100 million more men than women. Women can get pregnant once at a time. A man can get like women pregnant every single day, multiple times in one day. But if the woman is pregnant for that one day, she's gonna have to wait 9 months later to get pregnant again. Not the men. That's how you keep your population going. You got 100 million more men than women, at least. So people are talking about, well, China is doing this over there. China is doing that. I mean, the so-called Chinese, they are there in full over there, okay? Let's keep on moving with this. Just to make a point. I just did this to make a point, okay? It's not like, you know, I try not to talk about China. Why? I stopped because those people, a China observer, you got like, that's what they do every day. So they're doing me a favor, you know, going over there. I highly recommend you guys check their channel and then watch all those things going on over there in China, okay? I really don't want to bring this stuff over there, okay? It's really bad. So I just let those people marinate it into their own sorrow. Let's keep on moving there.
Entire region, but as you can see behind me, the damage really already done from Tuesday into Wednesday. This home, one of dozens here in Canadian, incinerated in just a few minutes as a result of these fast-moving flames. That Smokehouse Creek fire, as you mentioned, now at 1.2 million acres. Today, the majority of the flames are out, but crews say as winds pick back up, Vicky, there's a real concern. It just takes one ember to open up a whole new fire front. The Texas Forestry Service says they're stationing.
Okay, now look at this, beloved. Okay, look at this place right here. Let's enlarge this right quick. Now, this was and used to be someone's home. People live there. Of course, the land is stolen and the house was built in the back of the blood of the innocent. But be that as it may, somebody used to live there. Those houses over there, they used to belong to people. Now, there are no doubt in my mind that those folks are also preppers. They have so many things inside of their homes and their basement, and they are preparing for when the New World Order get it here. Because we are Texans, we are conservative state. They are trying to destroy conservative states and stuff. Yeah, well, the same thing that you're seeing here is a reminiscent of California, Maui, Lahaina. If somebody said, well, if somebody came up with this picture in front of me and say, where do you think this happened? I would have said California. Well, you know damn well California is not a conservative state. That means the so-called conservatives are not doing this to you. The Bill Gates is not, the elite is not doing this to you because, oh, well, I don't know, they are buying farmland and stuff. So you think they're going to do this and burn all their cattle or their land and then your house so they can, like, I don't know, build it better? No, they are not. Again, 1.2 million acres, 12 million, or the number 12. It's all over.
It says they're stationing crews on the northern side of that fire, but keep in mind there's about 4 others across the region that are also trouble spots as well. Vicki?
You know, Morgan, we know President Biden has dispatched hundreds of firefighters and emergency teams to help with the firefight. Have officials given any sense of how long it will take to get these fires contained? So many are still burning.
Right, 5% is the containment at last check for the Smokehouse Creek.
Again, beloved, when you hear that Joe Biden or the government or whatever, did they dispatch or stuff? So yeah, they did. Which means those guys are busy. Okay, they are busy. Those military personnel or military private, if you will, are busy. How are they going to bring Jacob's trouble? Because that's what keep our people in low vibration is fear, Jacob's trouble, because they cannot see things like this. They can't say, wait a minute, this thing is happening to a very specific group of people, and it is being reported by Michael Beard, the Michael with the mighty beard, with the holy beard, and reporting these things. So those guys are busy.
Fire, the largest. As for when they'll be able to contain it, the only entity with that answer might be Mother Nature here. We know.
Because that's what that is. Of course, you know, those guys are saying Mother Nature. We know the angelic beings are doing this, the energy are doing that, and they cannot stop it on their own. Remember, back then, those people, they were very, very proud. Oh, yes, oh, the firefighters, they'll stop this because they want the blessing. Now, amen, the only thing that can stop this is Mother Nature. Of course. Let's keep on moving. Wait, how long we are into this thing? There we go.
Firefighters are desperately working to contain those massive wildfires that have killed at least 2 people. Jason Allen from CBS Texas is outside Amarillo with the latest.
The Smokehouse Creek fire is now the largest in Texas history and has burned more than 1 million acres since Monday.
It looked like Armageddon. It looked like the end of the world.
In Fritch, Brian Hightower says she and her family almost didn't make it out of their house in time.
We no longer got off of our street, that the entire street was engulfed.
We talk about this. So now you people felt, or you feel what we felt when you guys invade us in Black Wall Street and burn it down. When your ancestors, your forefathers, went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and burned down our places, and keep burning down our prosperous places. That's how our people felt. But yours is being done by the divine hands. You see, we don't go around physically, do this unto you. Our fast is the one that doing this. Our vibration, the more our vibration is rising higher, the more destructive it's going to be to the one that are in a lower vibration. It's going to destroy all the people that are in low vibe, including people that look like us. Oh, the two-third. They're all going to be destroyed. That's how people felt, man. Came back and see that, well, they couldn't come back. Know for a fact that you guys bombed the U.S. Army, the U.S. The Air Force, bombed the place, kill our people, and destroy them. That's what you guys did.
So, in a matter of seconds.
Hightower returned to this. Her home is among dozens that burned to the ground just in Fritch. And the danger is not over yet as firefighters continue to battle the flames, helped temporarily by snow and freezing temperatures.
My 3-year-old, this will be her bedroom.
Tyler McCain and his family are still trying to figure out what's next after their trailer home burned down.
I want out.
You want your house?
That was his.
Okay, so that's where our children, okay, their home burned down and their toys and everything that they had, they burned down. That's what you guys did to our people. Now it's happening to you. Let's keep on moving.
Someone from inside the South Lake Tahoe home called 911 just after 9 o'clock this morning to say someone needed help and was unresponsive. When paramedics...
All right, let me enlarge this for the nation. So you can see her name. Tell the people what name is there. Yep. Big Mike is in the mist. Or it could be some dude with a wig. This is suspiciously look like a Decepticon here. And you know, wig over there. But anyway, let's keep on moving. All right.
Medics arrived. They found 4 people, all unresponsive, all pronounced dead. That's when South Lake Tahoe police immediately got to work investigating the deaths of 3 men and 1 woman, ages 30 to 40.
Obviously, it's a tragedy when one person dies. When four people are...
Again, Chief David Stevenson. Again, beloved, when we watched Lake Tahoe a year or 2 ago, where you had those $75 million home. Let me see if I can get it again. Lake Tahoe, $55 million home for sale. $55 million home. There we go. There we go. That's the place. Okay. Tour this $55 million Lake Tahoe home with waterfront playground. All right. We watch this. Okay. No, that's not the one. Here we go. That's the one. 4 years ago, okay?
And an open flowing floor plan that allows for the absolute best in Lake.
Okay, this is $75 million lake mentioned, burned to the ground. All of them burned to the ground during the fire a year or two ago.
Tahoe entertaining. The beach house features wall-to-wall retractable glass doors that give you that seamless indoor-outdoor Lake Tahoe living. We also feature a large kitchen, beautiful bar, seating area, and the details don't stop there. We have a one-of-a-kind handcrafted dining table made up of a 2,400-year-old alligator juniper tree and fossils that have been integrated into the sandstone flooring. Let's take a step outside to our beachside deck. We're sitting here right above the shores of Lake Tahoe. This is an incredible place to gather with friends and family, enjoy a drink, afternoon cocktail, while sitting next to your water and fire feature that looks absolutely stunning at night. The beach house is where you access the 525 feet of shoreline at Crystal Point. Whether it's boating or sea doing off the 4 buoys that we have or taking a dip in the lake, not only is this the ultimate party house, but this is truly the Tahoe experience.
All those things burned to the ground. Okay, 75, 55 million. Lake Tahoe is not a place that you'll find the typical, the average bucktooth monsters, the typical Joe and Trump supporters, those typical fellow you find in a rural area. Those are not those people. Nah, man, you got like billionaires and millionaires staying off grid and enjoying the blessing, and then this happened. Now you got 4 angels, 4 of them, or no more. They just stopped breathing. You know, could it be the same thing that happened to the Chief fans? Chief David? Remember those Chief fans? The football? They find a couple of them froze to death. They weren't there for the game. They were there for sniff and injection and dejection. All right.
Killed in something like this. It's terrible.
The deaths of 4 people so unusual, the South Lake Tahoe Chief of Police arrived on the scene. Chief David Stevenson says they're investigating possible drug overdoses, looking into what kind of drugs may have been involved.
It seems like in 2024, whatever illegal drugs you get, you never know what's in it. Certainly could have been a factor in this.
I mean, could have been intentional, accidental.
So, no, it's not couldn't be accidental or accidental. It doesn't matter. The plague is so deep upon those people. Let me see the comments. Somebody, they turned off the comment. All right, well, anyway, what happened 2 weeks ago, so anyway.
Dental.
Yeah, we just don't know.
Police say a man and a woman were also in the home where one of them lives. It is not a vacation home. Chief Stevenson says the couple is cooperating with the investigation.
It's obviously a pretty horrific scene, and obviously our hearts go out to the families that are involved. It's devastating for them. 4 families that are going to be changed, their lives are going to be changed forever.
Police say once the autopsies and toxicology reports are complete, they'll have more answers and be able to figure out exactly what happened inside this home. Reporting from South Lake Tahoe, Michelle Bandur, KCRA 3 News.
Police will release the identities of the 4 people after the families have been notified. Investigators say it's really too early in the investigation.
Okay, well, that was 2 weeks ago. Let's see if they have the identity of those people. Was 2 weeks ago. No, let's go for a video. All right. I'm not quite sure if they did. Is that man killing suspect Yuba County DUI crash identified? 15-year-old teen accused of deadly Sacramento. Is that them? Northern California family? Nope, that's not it. Most of the time they will not. Well, it's been 2 weeks. It's we are like 3 days. There are a lot of stuff coming out there. Oh, is it? Nope. No, they just can't understand. Grieving Sacramento mothers who wants to know why someone killed her son. No, it's not what that is. Okay, I don't think they may have it there. Oh, is that no? Those are U.S. Debates 10 days and 14 days. All right. Well, let's keep on moving. Let's keep on moving.
Whoa. Hey,
you know, those first responders are always right there where the trouble is, and right now that fire really starting to get away from them. We thought they were starting to get a handle on it out here in the Southgate area, but you can see right there partial roof collapse, and they had firefighters on the roof. Now, nobody was in immediate peril, but believe me, I wouldn't want to be standing on a rooftop that's on fire and collapsing. You can see what's going on right there, though, that roof kind of caving in on itself. A lot of that fire starting to be exposed out there. Again, this is all happening out here in the Southgate area, right at the corner of Santa Fe and Firestone. It's a strip mall, and about 20 minutes ago, the fire department arrived out here on scene. They said one unit inside this strip mall was fully involved in fire, and then it has actually spread. It's actually got up into the attic. You can see a number of those LA County firefighters right there working to get those flames under control. Some of those firefighters on that rooftop now have moved off of it. You can see them right there getting off of that roof completely as that roof's starting to buckle. Again, those firefight taking place right now in the Southgate area, and again, the partial roof collapse happening, and those flames really starting to become prevalent. But again, you've got a number of the best firefighters out here from LA County working to keep those flames in check and some of that property safe. Just a real quick look right here. You can see some of the police department arriving to help with traffic control. They're going to be shutting down a good portion of Firestone right here at Santa Fe for that firefighting activity. They had to lay hose lines across the roadway to get enough water to that actual strip mall.
Now, beloved, why is this happening? Oh, let's take after that, we're going to take the victims, see who they are. Now, why is this happening? What seems to be the issue? Why is it that every single time when you turn on YouTube, it's always something, there's always some stuff concerning those people, and it is not good? Well, it's happening because of Genesis 15 verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 100 years. And 16:19, 2019, right after 2019, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike of the entire world, you do know and you remark that 2020 was not the same as the other previous year. Ever since then, things change from 2020 and beyond. And it's never been the same again, because every year it seems it's getting worse and worse and worse. And those people are not catching any breath. They are not catching any pause. They are not catching any break, because this thing is a plague, and of course it's a curse upon them. And the Holy One says also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. The Mighty One is judging the nation. What we just witnessed here is fiery conflagration of the cities. Of course, beloved, there are many other plagues that are going simultaneously. They are not telling the people, they are not telling, definitely not our people, but these things are still going on. And we told our people, our main mission here is there'll be no Jacob's trouble. Study to show thyself approved. Now, talking about study to show thyself approved, we just post this, the March 1st Word of Power, okay, the Ziltic method, okay, if you wish to employ it, if you wish to know what that is, you need to sign up as a Gravis or above. I will recommend Intra Templum, but Gravid and above, they are the one that can get this. Okay, we study a slave who was a double spy. All right, we study the gun-toting female male carrier. Okay, Black Mary, the 200-pound female that carried a male with her gun, and back in the 1850s, 1860s, she was born in 1829. And we study black schools were taboo. We have the testimony of our beloved brother Prime, the quantum portal, angelic beings, and magical power testimony from Prime Black in the 25th, where he went and meet those entities They brought him and they show him all the technologies, and then they say those things, they're about to release it to the proper people. We are going to have a Zoom meeting about this only for intra-templum members only, and it's tomorrow, I believe. And if you wish, Gravis also join us, and we will be there. The Zoom meeting will not be recorded. Okay, so we studied the first Cowboys. All right, we studied the super advanced technology. Oh well, that's the one. That's another format. All right, if you would like some of those beautiful pictures, sign up with our Patreon, and you will find some of those pictures you can download. You use them as however you wish, however you want, however you please. You can use them. Okay, those are done by our student through the art class, and we will have another art classes coming, and after the fast we will have one. If you wish to sign up with us, watch this space, and then we will give the announcement, and you can join us, you can be part of us. But beloved brothers and sisters, let us keep on moving with this thing. All right, we did say we were going to take that. Let's take it.
The largest wildfire in Texas history has killed 2 people so far.
The Smokehouse Creek fire in the Texas Panhandle killed an 83-year-old woman. Flames engulfed her home. The second victim died after her truck was surrounded by flames. The fire has...
How old was she?
So far.
The Smokehouse Creek fire in the Texas Panhandle killed an 83-year-old woman. Flames engulfed her home.
People think we are making those things up. Okay, they think even when those things happen, they just randomly happen. Well, wildfire always happen everywhere in the world. It always happen in Texas and stuff. There's nothing that indicate this is affecting 83. There's nothing indicate this is like supernaturally being done, or the angelic beings or whatever, magical and stuff like that. Well, okay, well, you just heard it. She was 88 years old. Okay. Let's listen to it again.
Fire in the Texas Panhandle killed an 83-year-old woman. Flames engulfed her home. The second victim died after her truck was surrounded by flames. The fire has now burned more than 1 million acres, still nowhere near containment. Fox 4's Alex Boyer live with the details. Alex.
And family of that second victim identifying her as Cindy Owen. As you mentioned, they say that she was consumed by smoke as she tried to drive her...
Of course, his name is Alex again.
Truck through the Smokehouse fire. She later died from her injuries. This as additional firefighters from all across the state are headed to that area to relieve firefighters who have been working around the clock. The state's largest recorded wildfire in history has now claimed 2 lives. On Thursday, the family of Cindy Owen, an Amarillo woman, says she died in an Oklahoma City burn unit after getting caught in the Smokehouse Creek fire in the Texas Panhandle. Another woman, 83-year-old Joyce Blankenship, a beloved grandmother, also died in the fire.
The adrenaline is let down, and so we're pretty much in shock for the most part, and the shock is starting to wear off, and reality is starting to set in.
Deidre Thomas is the Hutchinson.
No, that's not what that is. See, your reality ended in 2019. That's it. You know, right after 2019, your 2020 kicks in. It just ended your reality. What's going on right now, beloved? It's another parallel universe like reality. Okay, you people can't believe those things are happening to you. And again, beloved, we're not even in summer yet. We're not even in spring yet. We're still in winter. Today is March 1st. We got at least another 20 days for winter to kick in. Spring to kick in. This is not the season for that type of heat, which truly telling you things are changing, and it's not for the best. Well, of course, for us it is, but for them, well, reality settled. No, you'll never leave reality again. Never again.
Hutchinson County Public Engagement Coordinator. She said Blankenship died in her home as it burned in Stinnett, northeast of Amarillo. Oof. Thomas said some 20 other structures were burned by the Smokehouse Creek fire.
Okay, and in this area, they had 20 more all the structures burned down. But yet, when we were watching this thing, oh well, like a dozen home, a dozen structures. Remember, they don't say homes; they say structures. It could be anything. It could be a freaking latrine. It could be a shed. Those are structures. It could be an outhouse. Oh, we got 20 structures that are destroyed, but they are like latrine and well, for those people that may not know what a latrine is, let's show you. What's a latrine?
Here's the definition of latrine: a toilet or outhouse, especially a communal one in a camp or barracks.
Okay. There you go. There is a latrine. All right. Now, this one is kind of like somewhat graphic. Okay, latrine. Those are the latrine. You sit next to another person dropping that thing down there. And that's why pretty common back then. Okay, those are latrine. Alright. Or it's in latrine or some kind of like outhouse. It's nothing. It's not home. No, those are actually homes where you people stay at and they burn down.
Reiterate too that if we are under an evacuation, or if your area is under an evacuation, we will notify you. You will have information on our social media. We will come door to door if that's safe to do.
We got some beneficial snow this morning, actually. Just enough to really kind of put a little bit more of a damper on that fire.
Adam Turner is with the Texas A&M Forest Service. He's near Amarillo, which benefited from snowfall Thursday. Turner said he gave firefighters a much-needed helping hand in trying to contain the fire.
Now, again, beloved, you have a wildfire going on with such a heat. Then you got a snow coming in as a blizzard. You got two plague mixing, of course, the electromagnetic and the mist. Plague number 6, increase of hail and snow. Plague number 2, fiery conflagration of the cities. You can't make this up. In the midst of this fire, a snowstorm came in. And it's not like it's good for them, brethren. And it is never okay when you are in an intense heat and then you drink something very cold or something cold happened to you. For instance, we got this brother right here. I was not going to do this, but wait, hang on. We got this guy. Nope. Okay, this dude right here.
And drinking water, of course, is known to help boost your health, but doctors say one man almost died after drinking cold water.
Yeah, here's what happened. He was working out one day when he took a big gulp of ice water, and then he went into heart failure. After more than 20 hospital visits and 15 years for chest pain, the Houston man figured out the common variable: ice water.
Doctors?
I take a gulp of cold water. As I'm settling back down, I feel the double thud. You feel something, don't be afraid to tell your parents. Don't be afraid to tell your physician the next time that you go in for an appointment.
Now, doctors determined the ice cold water triggered atrial fibrillation, which is when the heart beats out of rhythm. Franklin had surgery and is on medication right now. He has not been to the hospital since.
A sister mailed me something concerning cold water, which is terrible for you. And I would suggest people now to be very careful with cold water, ice water, because your body, by nature, you're a warm blood creature, and with you putting that cold body inside of your body, outside is good. Just like when you put the cold water upon you, you react, your body reacts, it tries to protect itself because something is attacking it, and it's not a pleasant feeling. Okay, when it adapt, it felt good, but when it just happened the first time, it hurt. Then, beloved, when you got this type of thing happen inside of your body, your organ pretty much do the same thing. They have pretty much the same reaction. So, just wanted to bring that out. Just to show you how nature can do things in the midst of this wildfire, and then there's snow.
Oh, it is quite burned. Behind me, it's very black. It goes all the way to one of the canyons that the Canadian River goes through. You can still see just a little bit of snow back there on that canyon.
Emergency personnel are fighting the fire from all angles. Drone footage captured the
Okay, look at this. Look at this. Someone used to live here, and the Holy One is indeed sweeping them off the land.
Remains of many neighborhoods. Several vehicles also caught up in the flames. Strong winds, dry grass, and unseasonably warm temperatures fed the flames before Thursday's small reprieve.
We have had some locals who have had to deal with, damage of their own homes and structures, and they've been out working to protect their neighbors' properties just as much as their own.
The chief of the Texas Division of Emergency Management warning folks in the area not to let their guard down.
Friday and into the weekend, you're going to start seeing some adverse weather conditions come back to us. I don't want the community there to feel a false sense of security that all of these fires will not grow anymore. This is still a very dynamic situation.
Indeed.
Let's keep on moving, man.
The wildfires in Texas, the biggest one is now the largest ever in Texas history. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman is on the scene. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. This fire also causing 2 fatalities and destroying dozens and dozens of homes. Now, what you're
they
seeing
add another dozens to it now. It's 24 houses. Okay.
behind me is the home of volunteer firefighter Charles Clark. And as he came to this neighborhood with so many of the homes here on fire, he had a choice to make, to try to salvage what was left of his home or to try to save the home of his neighbor, Chanel Young. I want to show you the result of his decision. That home unscathed.
This morning, those deadly wildfires blazing through more than 1 million acres in Texas. On Thursday, firefighters taking advantage of favorable conditions.
Even though it's cold, firefighters are still finding hot spots like this. They're trying to put them out before the wind kicks up and it gets hot again.
With only 3% of the fire contained, thousands of residents forced to abandon their homes, in many cases, their livelihoods. Cattle seen here running from an encroaching wall of flames. The deadly fire taking the life of at least 2 people, including 44-year-old Cindy Owen.
She was driving and got really smoky and she couldn't breathe and kind of...
All right. Let me see her name.
Including 44-year-old Cindy Owen.
She was driving and got really smoky and she couldn't breathe.
Okay. Jennifer, what? You tell me. You tell me. Just keep on moving.
Breathe and kind of started panicking. After that point of contact was broken.
Her sister-in-law devastated.
The family's lost. We are broken. She meant the world to all of us.
Chanel Young was napping with her 1-year-old when police rapped on her door.
He's like, "You don't have much time, get out." So I grabbed all 3 of my dogs, my child, as much as I could, and got out.
Chanel thought it would be the last time she'd see her house, but when they drove back through the neighborhood, they saw another house on fire. That of her firefighter neighbor, Charles Clark.
I said, "Charles, you saved my house when yours was burning."
He'd made a choice to send a team and a truck to her house, sacrificing his own.
He was crying. And his daughters were here.
Okay, he was crying. That guy was a firefighter, okay? His home was already burned down and he chose to save hers. So this is what 83 is going through. And you see those people that are going through those things, okay? This is right in front of you. No, I don't want people to sit there and say, well, because this is fake. You know, those people are well comfortable upon the land and nothing is happening to them. This is not Esau's trouble. This is something that just happened. Now, yo, son, we've been documenting these things for like 4 years straight. And all we've been seeing is the same pattern repeated itself.
Others were here. And they were crying.
Just the incredible selflessness. Now, we've been seeing firefighters frantically driving around trying to put out hot spots because today the temperature is supposed to rise 40 degrees over what it was yesterday, and starting tomorrow, there is a fire weather watch, much lower humidity, much higher winds and temperature, the kind of conditions that caused this fire to explode in the first place, Rebecca.
Some giant challenges there, but guys, thank goodness for people like Charles Clark, that volunteer firefighter who saved that home. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate it. We want to bring in now Sam Champion, who's in for Ginger. You're tracking all this dangerous weather, Sam.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep on moving, Bridget. Is that thing recording? Is that what that is? Is it record? Is it? Oh, yeah. All right. Well, it's recording. Let's keep on moving here.
To those wildfires which continue to blaze through the Texas Panhandle, the largest alone burning more than 1 million acres. 2 people now killed from these fires. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is set to be on scene shortly to see that damage firsthand, also to give an update on the state of Texas's response to this damage. Our Tiffany Liu is in our newsroom this morning. And Tiffany, the governor really covering a lot of ground at the southern border yesterday, the Panhandle today. He has been very busy trying to survey that damage.
Yeah, well, today will be a very different scene for him. Governor Greg Abbott will be heading to the Panhandle in less than 2 hours. He should be there. He will be briefed, like you mentioned, and he'll be able to see the devastation out there. Now, as we've mentioned, the Smokehouse Creek fire is the largest fire in recorded state history. It spread over 1 million acres, which in perspective is about the size of Dallas and Tarrant counties combined. Now, I just got an update from a source who is out at the Panhandle right now. He tells me today is unfortunately starting off with higher winds, which is never good in a wildfire situation. So crews right now, they are searching for any heats. They are working to extinguish them before they begin to move and spread any further. So many organizations are out there right now, local fire departments, churches like Texas Baptist Men from here in Dallas, the Austin Disaster Relief.
Okay, look at this, man, all right? Look at those homes flatten out, all right? And those Texans over there are the one that always make fun of the Californian for when the wildfire happened. What they say, well, you should have raked the forest. You should have raked the forest. The reason why this happened in California because you guys didn't rake the forest. Yeah, well, what's the reason this happened over there in the Texas Panhandle? You don't have a forest here. That's the work of the Holy One, man. Let's keep on moving.
Relief Network. It is all hands on deck to get supplies and assistance to people who have lost their homes. Now, like you mentioned, Mark, this fire has killed 2 people. It's killed livestock and destroyed so many homes and properties. At this point, there is no...
There you go. So many homes and properties. That's what we want to hear. We don't want to hear you saying a dozen homes, like 6 homes and stuff. You know, so many. I can't even count them. Yeah, that's what that is.
Official count on how many homes are destroyed, but this afternoon, as I mentioned, the governor is scheduled to visit. Once he is briefed...
Okay, so you got Fritch, Amarillo, and Fort Dallas. Is that what that is? Fort Worth, Dallas. Okay.
Get a better understanding of the size of this devastation. And right now I want to send things over to WFA's Matt Howerton. He's out in Fritch, a town right in the middle of the Panhandle that is facing so much destruction. Matt?
Expected to find a little bit more about the amount of structures damaged here from state officials later today. But local officials leading recovery efforts here fear that over 100 homes may have been lost.
Okay, now it's like over 100 homes. Get out of here, man. All right, call that Jesus, man.
Their melody echoes against a difficult moment.
Everybody's still in the fog.
In Fritch's history. It's the least a celebration of family church could do.
It's like a blowtorch.
For folks like Jerry Hara.
I just happened to look behind me, and the house on the next street over was on fire. I'm going, that ain't good.
Hara is a Navy veteran without a home. His house.
It went right through my place like it was designated to take me out.
Victim to the windy dome.
Because that's what it is. Because that's what it is. That's what it was. And those guys are very proud. Those are the proud dudes. You know, I'm all American. America is the greatest thing. Our land is, you know, land of the free and things like that. And they don't realize these things are coming straight after them. It just came out of his mouth, okay?
I'm going,
That ain't good.
Harry is a Navy veteran without a home. His house.
It went right through my place like it was designated to take me out.
Victim to the Windy Deuce fire this week, a blaze that's just part of a complex of fires in the Panhandle, the largest in Texas, over 1 million acres. But some relief Thursday, sleet, snow, and cooler temps greatly helped firefighting efforts. But the unseasonably warm temps and high winds returned Friday and Saturday.
Devastating.
The destruction still visible at night.
This home in Fritch reduced to ashes. The Suburban here in the driveway burnt to a crisp.
Over 100 homes look like this. Electricity has returned to most of the town here, but a boil notice remains. Hera not looking forward to the next steps he'll have to take.
When there's somebody in need, they step up, just like you see in this room over here.
And the company here makes this moment in history easier.
The other side to this story, over 1,000 cattle have been killed in these fires, potentially more, according to county officials in the area. Ranchers, they are leaning on each other to get what hay they can into the area to save what animals they can. In Fritch, I'm Matt Howerton.
Thank you for that update, Matt. And
yep, the ranchers. Those rich ranchers. Beloved, you can see it for yourselves. Is that thing recording? How long is it there? Okay, 1 hour. All right, let's do a little commercial. All right, beloved, if you wish, you can sign up with our Patreon. You can get those beautiful images and beautiful pictures of our people being depicted in a positive way. And we have the art class coming in, and of course, if you wish to join that, watch this place. We will make an announcement. If you want to know how to create those things, you can join the art class that we're going to have, and if you wish to have them, you can go ahead and download them. Okay, beloved, let me see, get rid of this right there. You can sign up and study with us. William Lansdowne, first and many things. William was the guy that originally owned San Francisco, and the 83, the white man, when he died, he didn't have any children. They tracked his mother in Grenada, in the island of Grenada. They paid the mother $8,000 for San Francisco. Okay, William Lansdowne, he was the first, well, the black man that owned San Francisco, so to speak. Dubious distinction, okay? Dirty little secrets about black history, its heroes, and other troublemakers. If you wish, you can come and study with us, all right? So, economic control of black wealth and black art. Please join on to us, and then we can study together. Let's keep on moving.
In Texas is under siege as a historic wildfire continues to decimate swaths of land in the Lone Star State. The largest blaze in the Panhandle, only at 3% containment as of Thursday night, according to fire officials. Sean Langiel has the latest.
Firefighters in Texas are still desperately trying to contain and extinguish what's now the largest inferno in the state's history.
It just looked apocalyptic. Yeah. I mean, I've been in combat, and this looked just like it.
As of
because it is a war. Because it is a war. Dudes have been in combat, and this is just like it, because yes, that's what that is.
Fire has burned more than 1 million acres across the Texas Panhandle, charring an area larger than Rhode Island and killing at least 2 people.
We had to watch from 3 miles away as our neighborhood burned. One of our precious neighbors down the road, she didn't make it.
The exact cause of the fire has yet to be revealed, but intense winds combined with warmer temperatures and dry vegetation to help fuel.
What is intense wind combined with warmer temperature? It's snowing. It's so cold. It's like in the 40s, 30s. You people refuse to tell the truth that the Holy One is doing this through the angels and by his children. Because of the fast that we're doing it, and then we're raising the temperature of the planet, wherever this place was cold or hot. If we want fire to happen here, it will happen. I may not know the backstory or the back history of Fritch, Texas, and Amarillo, where or are they sundown town? I don't know. Did they did things to our people? Most likely. Talking about, well, this is the wind and warmer temperature. No, man. You guys don't belong here, and that's why this thing is happening.
Fuel the flames.
We already have more than 500 federal personnel here working on fire suppression. That includes the deployment of 100 federal firefighters and more on the way.
Snowfall Thursday helped crews combat the blaze, cooling hotspots while covering blackened and destroyed property in a blanket of white.
Just everywhere you go, it's pretty much destruction.
Firefighters are trying to capitalize on these conditions while they can, especially since forecasters warn more bouts of higher temperatures and strong winds expected over the weekend could fan any remaining flames.
There are still variables that we need to consider.
This dude name is Christian Rangel. You can't make this up, but anyway.
As we head towards the weekend, but I will say that we are monitoring the potential for fire weather conditions to return.
Sean Angel, Fox News.
Yeah, that guy said the neighbor didn't make it, man. She didn't make it. And he's hurt. The guy is hurt, man. It's like, my neighbor, she didn't make it.
And killing at least 2 people.
We had to watch from 3 miles away as our neighborhood burned. One of our precious neighbors down the road, she didn't make it.
The exact cause of the fire.
And they are seeing those things. They are witnessing those things, just like we did. And it's only going to get worse. The thing is with 83, they have this false hope, this delusional state that somehow or some way, this thing is either fake, and if it's real, it will get better. Okay, man nearly dies when drinking water. All right,
we have some new video that's just coming in. The strong winds and the snow drifts. Craig, look at this. Wow, Soda Springs, California. This is where the Central Sierra Snow Lab is located.
Exactly. And
it's tough to measure this. I mean, blowing and drifting, you can imagine.
You have to let it. We have to wait till it's all done, right?
Yeah.
But take a look at how quickly it drifts and blows across the roads. You can't see very far. Visibility is terrible.
No, and that's going to continue. We appreciate Brandon Clement sharing this video with us. Soda Springs is in Nevada County. Just south of Nevada County, you would get along I-80, and that's where, in fact, in one of the counties, Placer County, I-80 runs. And we want to head to Placer County, where the weather is turning hazardous, specifically along Interstate 80. Joining us now is Monica De Anda with Fox 40 in Sacramento, driving through the county. You've been looking at the conditions. Monica, tell us exactly where you're at and how those conditions are. Certainly look like they're deteriorating.
Yeah, Stephen and Craig, good morning. Right now, we actually pulled off the I-80 interstate, and we are now at a gas station here to give you a closer look at the conditions. You can just see how much snow has accumulated here so far, and we know this is only day 2. We have 2 more days, potentially 3, of more snow falling. And if you just look here behind me, this plow has just arrived in the last 15 minutes. It's now working to clear that road, and you can see it's made some good progress in the 5-10 minutes that it's been here so far, trying to clear out part of the way there for the pizza business you have behind there. And then, of course, the people that are going to be making their way to the gas station, but not too many cars on the road this morning. We did not see any accidents, which is good. But I want you to see, as I take a step here into the snow, just how much we've gotten so far. You can see it. And then just right here to my right is this pickup truck. It's red, but you can't really tell it's red, and that's because of the big blanket of snow that it's received. And again, this is a situation that we're dealing with, the blizzard-like conditions up here in the Sierra. I know you guys all mentioned Soda Springs. That's just a few miles up, continuing up I-80. So anybody that right now that's thinking about coming this way, again, everyone is advising against it. The National Weather Service has said we're going to be seeing impossible driving conditions at some point. So the message is to stay safe. We, of course, will be out here tracking the conditions throughout this blizzard warning. Reporting live here from Kingvale, Monica De Anda. Back to you guys.
Coded.
Okay. Increase of hail and snow, beloved. Okay, plague number 6 right here. Everything. One side is burning, one side is freezing, one side is tornado watching, crashing, one side is drowning, flooding, inundating, and on the other side is migrating, tearing things apart. Crazy. Let's keep on moving. There you go.
First, it was reported as a suicide, but tonight, court documents say a woman found hanging in her garage in St. Pete was murdered. As Fox 13's Kaylee Tracy reports, police say the person of interest is the one who reported her death as a suicide.
That will no longer be his punching bag or the source of his angst. He must find somewhere else to go. I'm done too.
That's the last text Johanna Monaghan says she got from her friend Katrin Simpson on January 28th. According to an affidavit for a search warrant, first responders found 59-year-old Katrin Simpson hanging by a black wire attached to a wooden beam in the garage of the St. Pete home she shared with her boyfriend, 48-year-old Gregory Shin, last week.
She's a very creative person. We both studied fine arts and just really nice. She thought the best of people and, you know, very talented, and it's just so sad.
Court documents say Shin had a neighbor call 911 because he didn't have a phone, and Simpson's death was reported as a suicide. The medical examiner says her injuries, though, don't match up with this claim. Court documents say Simpson's injuries included multiple fractured ribs, hemorrhages on the bottom of her brain, a contusion on her forehead, and cuts, among other injuries.
But there's too many emotions. I can't even, you know, pinpoint it.
Police have not named Shin as a suspect. The affidavit for the search warrant says he was arrested 2 other times for domestic violence charges against Simpson. Monaghan says she and Simpson's other friends offered for her to stay with them, and she has a message for people who may be suffering silently.
If you're in a similar situation, just try to get out. Confide in friends and family and tell them what's going on. And, you know, there's help out there.
Kaylee Tracy, Fox 13 News.
And during a search of the home last week, police seized 2 spools of black electrical wire, a doorbell camera, and pliers, among other things.
Wow. Oh, wow. Female heads, men's home found with body parts in Long Island? Good grief. What the hell is going on over there?
But first, another gruesome discovery in Suffolk County. A female head, along with an arm and a leg, all found in the same park where a man's arms and leg were found yesterday.
So disturbing. Newscopter 7 live over the scene at Southers Pond Park in Babylon. That's where the search continues right now.
In Babylon. Oh, well, that's ironically. Is the migrant all doing this thing over there?
Now, for the potential of more body parts, investigators, of course, trying to figure out who were these people and exactly what happened to them.
Eyewitness News reporter Pedro Rivera joins us live from the scene in Babylon. Pedro.
Yeah, that's exactly right. An autopsy is underway to determine who these people are and what happened to them. We know that last night a discovery was made of a woman's head, arm, and leg. This after they found 2 male arms on the opposite end of the park. They're focusing their efforts right on the outer edge of Southers Pond Park. Like you guys mentioned, they haven't found anything this morning, but again, we have learned that the head, a leg, and an arm belong to a woman. So here's what we know so far. Take a look at this video. Yesterday morning, teenagers were walking nearby Babylon Memorial Grade School and made that gruesome discovery right on the side of the roadway at the edge of Southern Pond Park. They found that severed arm. A young girl in the group called her father, who immediately came to the scene and called police. Once officers got here, about 20 feet away from that first arm, that's where they found the second one, which they say belongs to a man. Then on the opposite side of the park by Babylon Elementary School, a cadaver dog found a woman's leg, arm, and head. Parents, they tell Eyewitness News that the school immediately notified them of the investigation underway. They were understandably very nervous about what was happening here, but at a press conference just about an hour ago, detectives tell us that the bodies, they weren't here too long based on the conditions. They couldn't have been out here too long, maybe a few days, even hours. We do not know the ages of the victims, but we do know that they are adults. Police tell us that the male arms do have tattoos on them, so they're searching through databases, hoping tattoos and DNA testing can help them identify and eventually lead them to find out more information about exactly what happened. Now, the female arms do not have any tattoos on them. Detectives told us in that press conference that this is a large wooded area, so they are searching, but that can present some problems.
Wow.
Last week, we told you the story of a Benton Harbor waitress who received a $10,000 tip on a $32 check.
Well, tonight, a sad footnote to that upbeat story. Earlier this week, waitress Lindsay Boyd was fired by her employers at the Mason Jar Cafe. George Mallet went up to Benton Harbor to find out what happened and joins us now with what he's learned. George.
Terry, Melissa, there are frankly more questions than answers emerging from this Mason Jar mystery. There is a ton of spouting off on social media, but nobody's going on camera to talk about what happened. When our Erica Jimenez visited the Mason Jar Cafe in Benton Harbor on Friday, there was every indication she was covering an unflagging feel-good story. After all, a customer who just attended a late friend's memorial service had chosen to leave a $10,000 tip to remember his friend. That anonymous customer asked his waitress, Lindsay Boyd, to share the windfall with her coworkers, which she did.
We're all super grateful for it. I've worked here 6 years and I've seen big tips, but I've never seen $10,000. So that was really kind and nice of him to do that.
That was Friday. Early this week, word broke on social media that Lindsay had been unceremoniously canned by the owners of the Mason Jar Cafe. Those social media posts alluded to a wave of toxicity among the waitstaff in the wake of the outsized tip. WNDU was unable to confirm that alleged toxicity. I talked to co-owner Jamie Cousins off camera. She said she was limited in what she could say because this is a personnel matter. She did, however, confirm that she fired Lindsay Boyd. She was adamant, though, that the firing had absolutely nothing to do with the tip, nor, she said, did it have anything to do with what followed the tip. The flap doesn't appear to have hurt business at the Mason Jar Cafe. Late this morning, the parking lot was full and guests were inside waiting to be seated. I tracked down Lindsay Boyd, who emailed me late this morning, telling me she, quote, drove out of town this morning to spend time with family and get away. She went on to say it has been a pretty rough week. Now, we also went out to Baroda, Michigan, and spoke with Lindsay's former husband, Nathan Huff, who describes Lindsay as a great mom who is very upset right now and just taking some time away.
Interesting follow. George Mallet in the studio with us tonight. George, thanks for the update.
Well, that's what that is. You receive a blessing, and there's a greater curse that follows this blessing. Man, $10,000 tip, happy, share it with the others, then you got fired. Wow.
House fire leaves one person dead and another badly injured. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lauren Lowry.
And I'm Marius Payton. Firefighters were called to a home in Hermitage around 7 this morning. WSMV's Brendan Tierney talked with neighbors who are still trying to process all the damage.
People who live in this Hermitage neighborhood tell me they were woken up by the smoke and flames from this deadly fire.
Entirely burned down, the roof was caved in.
Daniel Reyna was shocked when he came home this morning and saw devastation across the street.
Oh, I felt bad.
His neighbor of more than 20 years had their house destroyed, and officials say one person didn't make it out alive.
Taking a person's life and displace a whole family.
Daniel's wife called him to come home from work around 7 o'clock when fire trucks flooded their street. But it wasn't enough to keep the roof from collapsing and siding from melting off the home.
Scorch and burn.
The Metro Police Homicide Unit was called in to help fire investigators figure out what caused the death. One other person was rescued from the flames and went to the hospital for smoke inhalation.
This is pretty sad.
Daniel says he hasn't seen his neighbor Lucy since the fire. She would care for her older mom and grandchildren in the house, and he's hoping the community will help her rebuild.
It's going to be rough on her.
Metro Police say it's too early to tell if any foul play was involved, and they've not yet been able to identify the victim's body. In Hermitage, Brendan Tierney.
Somebody, let me see. There's let's watch this right quick. This is the $10,000 thing that happened.
Well, we have an update tonight on the Benton Harbor area waitress who was fired 8 days after she and her staff were tipped $10,000 from a generous customer.
For the first time, we're hearing her side of the story through her attorney. She spoke with News 8's David Horak, who joins us live from our Kalamazoo studio tonight. David.
Sue and Brian, Lindsay Boyd is the waitress and mother of 2 who was fired from the Mason Jar Cafe earlier this month. She hired Jennifer McManus to be her attorney after the restaurant threatened to sue her for defamation.
They don't have a leg to stand on.
They are using their position of power to try to threaten and intimidate her. And it's a really sad thing.
The defamation allegation came up after Boyd shared her side of the story on Facebook the night of February 13th, the same day she was fired, 8 days after the $10,000 tip. Mason Jar Cafe ownership told us Boyd's firing was not affiliated with the tip, yet could not further specify why due to labor laws. But according to McManus, an unnamed coworker told Boyd that staff members working in the back and those on different shifts were upset that the tip was not shared with them. Boyd went to management and ownership about these concerns, but refused to share the name of the coworker when asked.
Lindsay, understandably, anticipated that sharing that person's name could just create a bigger issue. And so she was really caught in a tough position. She either shared the person's name, which could create a bigger issue. She refused to share the person's name, which ultimately, it seems, is what led to her termination. In the meantime, all she was trying to do was A, share the tip as the customer requested, and B, diffuse the situation so everyone could just get back to work.
About a half hour after the Facebook post went online and started to go viral, McManus said a manager called the waitress, recommending her to take it down. An excerpt from that phone call had the manager telling Boyd that the owners actually have every right now to sue her and her entire estate for defamation. When Boyd answered with, "Good luck, I ain't got much," the manager said, "Yeah, but they'll take everything you've got."
She's not responsible for the public perception. She's responsible for ensuring that the words that she speaks are truthful, which she did. And if the public chooses to perceive it differently, she has no responsibility for that.
News 8 asked to interview Boyd on camera, but we were denied that chance. Yet McManus forwarded a message her client wants everyone to know.
One thing I want made clear is how I didn't want any of this. And more than anything, I want others to know that as humbling as all of the support has been, that I just truly don't want others reacting to my situation with more hate, anger, or animosity. It solves nothing, and there are still innocent, hardworking people in that building who will be the ones suffering, and I don't want that.
So technically somebody got jealous of her getting that much money. And then somebody decided, well, I didn't receive that much. I need to receive more. Or I didn't receive at all. So you received 10,000. I need some of that. And you know, they said she took the money and then fired her. It just, whenever you got a huge blessing, beloved, you don't let people know. Of course, based on the guy that gave the blessing, he said, share it with the others. There are certain people you can't share a blessing with, man. I learned that ever since I was a little boy. My mother received a huge blessing, millions. And she was ordered to share it with the guy that my mom know is, if she shared with him, she's going to die. And she said, no, she didn't take the blessing. Because the guy that was, you know, my mother was supposed to share the blessing with, he's like, his mouth is all over the place. He's like Fox and CNN News. So somebody got jealous, and then some hitch happened, get fired. So, a blessing that turned out to be a curse. Wow. Let's keep on moving. All right, this thing of this truck dangling from the bridge right here. Let's see right there. Can we look at it? Let me see. I think did they save that guy? There we go. This one is better. Okay, this one is better. So that's what happened. Crazy, man. How did this happen? We don't know. Let's keep on moving.
Attorneys for the family of a New York City dancer are calling out the danger of mislabeled foods. The woman died from an allergic reaction from a cookie which had peanuts in it.
It was sold at a Stu Leonard's store in Connecticut. The chain also says the cookies contained eggs, which were not on their label either. CBS 2's Natalie Dudridge has more.
Orla Baxendale moved to New York City from the UK 6 years ago to pursue her professional dance dreams. On January 11th, the 25-year-old had a fatal allergic reaction to a cookie containing peanuts.
Her death was completely 100% preventable
and avoidable. It's why packaging is so important.
The family's attorney, Mary Jo Adamy, said Baxendale was performing in Connecticut, where she ate a cookie purchased from a Stu Leonard's grocery store. Adamy tells CBS 2 Baxendale's friends say she checked the ingredients first.
To make sure that there wasn't anything in terms of peanuts on the label, there wasn't. So safely, she thought.
I never understood certain people that have those severe allergic reactions, such as peanut and milk, or people that have severe allergic to water. I do not understand this, but anyway.
She had a bite or two of the cookie and within a minute started going into anaphylactic shock.
Stu Leonard's grocery chain issued a recall for roughly 500 Florentine wafers sold under the store's brand at locations in Newington and Danbury, and posted this video to their website.
Bought it from an outside supplier, and unfortunately the supplier changed the recipe and started going from soy.
Yeah, it's never my fault. It's the supplier. It's never our fault. You know, it's the supplier. It's their fault. They did this to us. Yeah, whatever you say, son. You know, yeah, you people, man, get out of here. You know, always some bull. Anyway, let's take the next video. Oh, we watched this last week though. Okay, all right. Okay, the rapping grannies, we'll watch that. All right, let's watch this.
Tonight, Deer Park families on edge tonight after they say a complete stranger showed up at their door with a giant knife in hand and then slashed nearly a dozen car tires.
The vandalism was caught on camera, and tonight Deer Park police need your help identifying the suspect. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is in Deer Park tonight with a concerning story you'll see only on 2.
The suspect didn't stop at one tire, not even at one vehicle. Instead, he targeted 3, all sitting in this family's driveway, and tonight they still don't know who he is or why he did it. Unfazed by a floodlight and not doing a thing to conceal his identity, this man wore glasses, a dark hoodie, and light pants. But it's what's in his hand and how he uses it that's frightening. Had you ever seen him before?
No.
Do you have any enemies?
No.
Why do you think someone would do this?
At this point, I don't even know, like where this came from.
Scared to show his face for his own safety, this man and his family of 6 were home as it happened around 9:40 Wednesday night.
Pretty aggressive, dangerous.
The man showed up in this black SUV. After puncturing 11 tires on 3 parked cars in their driveway, he returned to his car before making his way to their front door. 20 seconds later, his wife went to the door.
They looked face to face,
but didn't answer. After a total of about 9 minutes, the man finally left, seemingly yelling expletives as he drove away.
We don't feel safe anymore. He seems like, he's willing to do like anything.
Deer Park police didn't get any similar reports and haven't for a long time.
It was very intentional what he was doing. At this point, we're looking at that it's not someone they know.
Now under investigation, this hardworking family man is glad his wife didn't open the door and hopeful it doesn't happen to anyone else.
You just never know when people's going to come up to your door and, this is going to happen.
If you recognize the man in that video, call Deer Park Police. And if you live along Park Avenue near Ellen Drive, police would like you to check your security cameras for any footage of the suspect or that vehicle, which could be helpful in this investigation. In Deer Park, I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
Yeah, crazy people out there doing crazy stuff. Be careful. Let's keep on moving.
Good morning, guys. Now the suspect's girlfriend is being charged with obstructing justice. Joliet police say that she prevented them from allowing an arrest to happen after 8 people were murdered over the weekend. Joliet police are saying they arrested 21-year-old Kylie Cleveland Singleton yesterday for obstructing justice. During their investigation, Joliet PD tell us they identified Kylie as the girlfriend of Romeo Nance, also finding out the two are the parents of a 3-year-old boy. On Monday, she agreed to be questioned, but officers say they believe she made statements in order to prevent Romeo Nance's apprehension. Romeo Nance killed himself Monday night after a long manhunt ended near San Antonio, Texas. Police say the 23-year-old murdered 7 of his family members Sunday afternoon on the 2200 block of West Acres Road. Those include Romeo Nance's mother, 47-year-old Tamika Nance, his aunt, 38-year-old Christine Esters, his uncle, 35-year-old William Esters, his brother, 31-year-old Joshua Nance, his 20-year-old sister, Alexandria Nance, his 16-year-old sister, Alona Nance, as well as his 14-year-old sister.
I know the whole community is traumatized.
Romeo Nance continued his rampage at the Pheasant Run Apartments on Bradford Road. That's where he claimed the life of Toyoshi Bakari. He also shot another victim in the leg. The victim's neighbor, Michael Mickens, saying he heard multiple gunshots on Sunday.
I hope that his family, can heal from the
First Michael Mickens,
from the tragic events.
Again, beloved, that happened a while ago. That's like, it says a day, but that happened at least a month ago.
Good morning, guys. Now the suspect's girlfriend is being charged with it.
That's happened a month ago. That thing been there for a while. I never get to that part, but anyway, let's keep on moving.
We are learning more details about a plane that went down right near Half Moon Bay, killing 2 people last night. Sources telling KTVU one of the victims is a pilot from Oakland. KTVU's Zach Sauce live tonight in Half Moon Bay with the very latest. Zach?
Yeah, Mike, and that source identifying one of the 2 victims in Sunday's crash as Lockie Ferrier of Oakland, as you mentioned, a pilot as well. Flight records indicating that the plane he was in took off from Hayward Airport before suddenly crashing here off the coast of Half Moon Bay.
Skyfox over Moss Beach and Half Moon Bay capturing the apparent wreckage of a small plane that went down Sunday evening with 2 people on board. The Federal Aviation Administration says the aircraft was a Cozy Mark IV small airplane. Officials have yet to release the names of either victim, but a KTVU source identifying one of the people killed as Lockie Ferrier of Oakland. Authorities say the body of a woman was retrieved from the water by a commercial fishing boat and is now at the San Mateo County Coroner's Office. San Mateo County Sheriff's deputies and the Coast Guard first responded to the area Sunday night about 7:15 when witnesses called and reported seeing a plane flying erratically.
And what was even more alarming to the caller was that they heard the engine sputter and they kept eyes on the plane until they lost sight of it just over the horizon. That prompted a search and rescue effort on the Sheriff's Office and the Coast Guard.
By about 8:30 Sunday night, authorities were able to confirm that a plane did in fact go down.
There is a plane in the water. It was made known to me that the plane was actually upside down in the water.
Coast Guard crews announcing they were suspending the search Monday at 11 a.m. after scanning around 28 square miles.
We do know that the plane originated out of the East Bay.
Well, of course, they're not gonna tell the truth what's taking those things down, but we do. Ley line in the mist. How long we are into this thing? All right, let's keep on moving.
Air balloon crash south of the valley. Police in Eloy, though, have identified 4 people killed in a hot air balloon crash south of the valley and a young Scottsdale woman who survived. The balloon went down yesterday in the desert in Eloy.
And a young man from Michigan was one of 4 people who did not survive. Fox 10's Lindsay Regas joins us live now after speaking with his family tonight.
Chayton's mom is in Arizona waiting to see her son. Now, she flew here right away, right when she got the news from Chayton's girlfriend, who was also on the hot air balloon before skydiving off.
Everybody adored him because he was just that type of person. He would do anything for you.
28-year-old Chayton Wishalak is described as an outgoing person who loved the outdoors. His mother, Rhonda, says he also loved his girlfriend, Kinsey, of 5 years.
And my wife found out that they were planning on in the very, very near future, and I'm thinking as in just a matter of a few weeks, they were going to go to the courthouse and get married.
There were initially 13 people in the hot air.
Okay, just let me.
Balloon, 1 pilot, 4 passengers, and 8 skydivers. Kinsey was one of the 8 skydivers, all of whom survived. The pilot and 3 of the 4 passengers did not survive.
He was with him, but she was not in the balloon when it went down. She had already jumped for her flight. All the people doing the air flights had already jumped out of the balloon.
Chayton's dad says his son sent his last text to Kinsey.
He texted her on the way down saying, this ain't going to be good. I love you, and signed off.
Chayton, along with the pilot, 37-year-old Cornelius Vanderwalt, and passengers Atayan.
And their ages and names: Cornelius, 37, Eloy, deceased, Atahan Kulikote. Those are the people that look for the thrill and they think they are in their blessing. They're all young people, okay? 37, 24, 28, 28, 23. Real, like, young people. I haven't done anything yet, but they all know more because they think they are in their blessing.
Killicate from California and Caitlin Bartram from Indiana did not survive. Once Kinsey landed, she read Chayton's text and immediately called him.
Somebody else answered his phone and said, this is not good. You need to be here now. So she shedded her parachute harness and she ran 2 miles to get to him. And officials wouldn't let her near him.
That's when Chayton's parents...
Because he was splattered. He was, his body got splattered all over the place, so he could not see it. She could not see it.
Were made aware of the crash.
I usually can't talk about him too much without breaking down.
They still will not let us go see him.
Because it's too bad.
So I'm waiting to go see my son.
Terrible. Terrible. But hey, the blessing is over, man. Those folks don't get it, and the ley line is taking them down all over. Great glory, keep on moving. All right, let me see this.
6 breaking from overnight, a scare in the air over South Florida as a plane catches fire in mid-flight.
Oh my God, it's on fire. Oh my God.
Yeah, that video there, you see that from a witness capturing the flames from below. Now, thankfully, we're being told the aircraft was able to land safely at Miami International Airport at around 11 o'clock last night. And new this morning, we are listening to the Mayday calls made to air traffic control.
Mayday, Mayday, Giant 095, heavy engine fire. Request sector back to the airport. Now we'll go ahead and land. We have 5 souls on board.
Now, a spokesperson with Atlas Air, they sent us a statement. It says in part, a cargo aircraft landed safely after experiencing an engine malfunction soon after departure from MIA. The crew followed all standard procedures and safely returned to MIA. Safety is a top priority, and they are investigating.
Yes, and then they never come back and say what truly happened. Or we will investigate and telling you people what happened, but they never did, okay? Missing mother found dead not far from where Min was discovered shot to death. Boy, let's keep on moving, man.
Right now, the sports world is mourning the loss of world champion Canadian pole vaulter Sean Barber. Barber won gold medals at the 2015 World Championships in Beijing and the 2015 Pan America Games in Toronto.
I gotta do this again. There you go. This should work.
Right now, the sports world is mourning the loss of world champion Canadian pole vaulter Sean Barber. Barber won gold medals at the 2015 World Championships in Beijing and the 2015 Pan America Games in Toronto. He still holds the Canadian record for his nearly 20-foot vault. Right now, his cause of death has not been made public, but according to the Associated Press, Barber passed away due to medical complications at his home in Kingwood, Texas. He was 29.
Yeah, those guys are junkies, man. They're just junkies. They keep dying, you know. You know. So, that's what that is. Let's keep on moving.
Good evening. I'm Julie Hayner.
And I'm Mike Meeback. 5 victims were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries.
Mike.
One of them later died. Police say those shots were fired at 2:30 in the morning right there at the corner of Hyde and Turk. KTVU's Zach Sawes joins us live tonight from San Francisco Police Headquarters with the very latest development. Zach, good evening.
Good evening, Mike. And so far, no arrests. The shooting marking the third homicide in the city so far this year. And those I spoke to who live in the Tenderloin saying the violence, nothing new, and they feel they continue to be overlooked by city leaders.
Honestly, it does not surprise me, and that's really sad. Many incidents like that happen here in the Tenderloin.
Just a few of the reactions from neighbors learning about the mass shooting that happened here in the Tenderloin early Thursday, right next to a playground. Citizen video showing San Francisco police officers arriving at the corner of Hyde and Turk Streets just after 2:30 in the morning.
If this would have happened in the daytime, it would have been horrific because that playground is always filled with kids.
5 people were rushed to the hospital with gunshot wounds, 4 men and a woman. Police say one of the men died upon arrival. J.J. Smith, who has been documenting daily crime and drug use in his neighborhood on social media, filming the aftermath.
The supervisors in these communities need to come out here and really speak and do something about the problems that's here.
Video Smith filmed before the violence broke out, showing a large crowd of people lining the street.
It's a lot of drug activity, a lot of drug use. Where there's drugs, there's always going to be guns.
I think the shooting that happened is like an end result. You know, the beginning is like drug abuse, lack of money.
Aurora Wallace, who grew up here but now lives in Marin County, showing us the Narcan she carries every day on her way to work a few blocks away.
We need somebody who can advocate for that, get them in programs.
This month, Mayor London Breed citing Stanford data touting a 52% drop in crime in parts of the Tenderloin over the last...
That's a lie. That's a lie. And again, they always have somebody like, look like us saying things like this.
People lining the street.
It's a lot of drug activity, a lot of drug use. Where there's drugs, there's always going to be guns.
I think the shooting that happened is like an end result. You know, the beginning is like drug abuse, lack of money.
Aurora Wallace, who grew up here but now lives in Marin County, showing us the Narcan she carries every day on her way to work a few blocks away.
We need somebody who can advocate for that, get them in.
And let me tell you something about you carrying Narcan just in case somebody OD and you try to be a hero and try to... Look, man, those people didn't carry any Narcan during the time when the crack epidemic was decimating our people. Those people didn't carry none of that, man. And they could care less about if that thing was affecting you or not. They didn't care about that. So why should you? But then again, they always have to get those people, well, we need to get them in treatment and stuff like that. They didn't get you in treatment, they get you in prison.
Programs.
This month, Mayor London Breed citing Stanford data touting a 52% drop in crime in parts of the Tenderloin over the last year that are patrolled by urban alchemy workers. But longtime resident Billy Cooper says for her, daily life feels unchanged, calling on city leaders to visit more often and witness the crime and drug use firsthand.
If we as people with lived and life experience get to talk to these people and tell them how life really is, at least they would have a better understanding how
That's garbage. They got the most backward, the most mentally deranged people that look like us and go out there and speak this garbage. Just keep on moving, man. Oh boy. Oh, not this one. We watched that one already. And okay. Let's close with this one. We have it here. 7 arrests and 20-year-old mother's death. Bangladesh business building fire kills 45. You know what to do, 4+5. It's just so much. But let's end with this right there. It was quite funny when the sister sent me this video right there.
They don't want to get in the struggle either. They don't want to make it, quote unquote, racially motivated. People, this has nothing to do with racially oriented. I'm going to say that again. This has nothing to do with being racially oriented. This is biblical.
Amen.
I'm going to repeat that. This is biblical.
Amen.
These are biblical people. If they weren't, why are they in the Bible? If God didn't want you to see this, then why did he write it? He did it because it has to do with his story. I'm saying your forefathers, now walk with me, don't miss this. Because 98% of everybody out there believes that their roots starts in Africa. So they call themselves Black African Americans.
We don't call ourselves like that. You guys did. You called us like that. You put those labels on us. You are the same people that did this mess, and then now you are trying to attempt to rewrite history and coming over there and say, well, you guys did this, let me fix it for you. We didn't do none of this nonsense.
And really what they should be talking themselves is they are what? The Hebrews and the Jews of the original temple of the city of David.
Suddenly now, there come you guys. There come you grand chivalry. You guys are coming over there and rescue us. Well, you should be calling yourself, Hebrew Israelites. We've been calling ourselves this ever since you didn't even exist. You invade our land. You know who we were. You know everything about us. And then now you go, well, you guys are the Hebrews of the Bible. You should not calling yourself African American. Yeah, whatever. Let's keep on moving.
Amen. And the Kente cloth that you find in this, that most black culture uses as African cloth is the center cloth that was used in Solomon's temple and his mobile moving tabernacle. So where did you get that cloth from? Moses' mobile moving tabernacle. How did Moses get it? Because he was married to Zipporah and also an Ethiopian woman, and etc. Now do you get the picture?
Okay, that's not facts. That's a factual. Look, Moses was not married to an Ethiopian woman. He was married to a woman that was born in Ethiopia and dubbed as an Ethiopian woman. This woman was a Hebrew Midianite, the daughter of Jethro. And Jethro was Moses' mentor. Jethro was a Hebrew Midianite, a Hebrew from the son of Midian. Midian was the son of Abraham. So Moses married, therefore, one of his cousins. Zipporah was a Hebrew Midianite woman. Terrible woman, of course. She and Moses fight all the time. Oh, that woman was terrible. She did a lot of stuff to Moses, but yeah, all the children that she had with Moses, they all died because she raised them and, her way. She didn't want Moses to do anything with her. But long story short, she was a Hebrew woman. But she was born in Ethiopia, so to speak. Therefore, they dubbed her as an Ethiopian woman. But when you study other books, you find out she was the daughter of Jethro, and Jethro was a Kabbalist who studied the art and taught it to Moses. Everything that you see Moses was doing, he learned it from Jethro, because the Most High God Almighty taught Jethro to teach Moses during the 40 days that he went, the 40 years that he went and saw him.
Is this some good stuff? So you must take the people back past Africa, past Africa, past Africa. You've got to get them back to the city of David and show them right here that your forefathers, the Queen of Sheba, was already in the city of David at the time of Solomon when the temple was being built.
Again, man, when you sit down, you are watching those people, of course, beloved, the video originally from Fountain of Israel. Okay, so, and you can go ahead and watch it there. Okay, Fountain of Israel. But again, I do not want to be the guy that swagger jack people without giving them credit. Fountain of Israel has the original video. We're just commenting upon it. Okay, it's somewhere in what they call this again. TikTok, I believe it came out February the 14th, 2023, last year, the 2023, and it's been a year since this stuff came out. But anyway, so this dude that talking about this stuff, like we gotta pass those people from Africa and Africa. You guys were the primary people. And the only people we could remember that keep telling us, you're African, from Africa, yeah, Africa, this is Africa. And then when Pluto get in the midst now, well, you know, we gotta pass you guys from Africa, we gotta do this, yeah, whatever.
Oh, I don't know about you, but I can get excited about that. Woo, it's good stuff.
Yeah, of course it is.
How many could get this DVD? Can I get a witness, somebody? Amen. 1 Kings 3:1 and Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verses 5 and 6.
I am dark. Some versions say black, but lovely. O daughters of Jerusalem, like the tents of Kedar, like the curtains of Solomon. Do not look upon me because I am dark, because the sun has tanned me.
So the priesthood, and then I turned to my black culture and I said, what? Your bloodline is priesthood? And no one told you that?
What are you talking about? What is this dude? What the hell is talking about? We know all those things. You people are the primary people hiding all this truth from us. You made it so confused. You made it so much confusion in the midst of our people. We don't know who's who. We don't know who's what. But when we truly find out who we are, and then now you guys are coming over there and telling you, oh, your blood is priesthood? I mean, you didn't know that. Let me tell you about how your blood is so priesthood now. We know that. Tell us something we don't know. We know those things. Now, certainly, you people are coming out of the wood now, telling about all this garbage. Whatever.
Like, not even one sermon with the Holy Ghost? Not one time. Everybody's there. I mean, like, it never even crossed their mind. Like, I should maybe just mention this. I want to ask you a question. Why, out of thousands and thousands of preachers, would not one in the Holy Ghost have the revelation? Could it be that the presence of this thing that happened in Africa?
No, that's not what that is. It's because they took the bag, man. Yeah, they made this covenant with the priesthood of Mount Hanaforth. They are not supposed to release this stuff. I don't know why this guy is doing this and why he's still alive, but they are not supposed to release the truth. And the one that are out there acting like they are telling the truth is just they want to swagger jack the whole movement. That's what they want to do. Just like they swagger jack Black Lives Matter, so to speak, Occupy Wall Street, and any other movement that started with our people on the right way, then they send infiltrators and swagger jack it. See, this movement cannot be swagger jacked. Oh, they tried. They sent a bunch of dumbasses backward. It's scum and demon in the midst of us. The Mighty One removed them. A bunch of lookalike, actor-like people that act like they're all about this. But the moment the Mighty One put us in a path, they quickly back off because they were not one of us. And they are not about what we are about. So that's why. Get the hell out of here, man. Let's keep on moving.
Maybe still has some influence. That you forget your roots and not even be interested in it. So you wonder why you're hated. Because it's what's in your blood. See, you don't know who you are.
Yeah, of course we don't. We don't know why we are hated. We don't know what's in our blood. We don't know who we were or who we are or who we still is, because now here come the guy that been telling us all those things that we are not, and then he come back there. Oh well, you don't know who we are. Let me tell you who we are. You're a priest. You're a Hebrew of the Bible, son of Solomon, son of this, son of that, this and that, Moses and Ethiopia, Zipporah, whatever. Nah, man, we know who we are. We are awake right now. We do not care about what you people are saying. We've been telling this. For the people that think this is the first time this happened, those people always try to come over and strike and jack us. There's a video we did at least 3 or 4 years ago. Let's see if we can find it, okay? We will come back to this guy, but let's see if we can find this video.
Shalom.
Let me see. This video was done. Oh boy, was it a video? Oh, it was done a long time ago. Can I find it? It says we don't need your validation. Oh boy, it's gonna take me some time. Let me go a little bit slow. We have this dude. He was, Mr. Stone himself. Still there. And then they are talking about magic and Kabbalah now too, because following. All right, let me see. Boy. I think it could have. Was it alive? It should be somewhere around here. We have so many Esau's Trouble video. We have so many of them. Oops. Again, this is not the first time we have those people coming over there and then trying to tell us who we are. Here we go. Okay, well, that's the video. Okay, the Gentiles are admitting, well, we are the chosen seed of Yasharala. We don't need your approval. Okay, we don't need your approval. That's the thing. Okay.
Distinguished by.
That was 2 years ago. That was in May 18, 2021. And you got this dude, okay, trying to tell you from, your people? Your people? Your people is returning to the roots? Who is this dude? Who is this guy? Who are those people?
We're starting to hear reports of revelation in Africa.
Yeah, that's
of
horrible
the
place.
Jewishness among the Lambas from Kenya, from the Igbos.
No, those are the true Hebrews. You are not part of that. And those are the people, they've been trying to they've been trying to swag at jackals. But anyway, the Gentiles are admitting we are the chosen seed of Yasharala, but we don't need their approval. That was like 3 years ago, almost. We can say 3 years ago. We don't need those people approval. That's what they tried to get. They tried for you to approve and say, hey, oh man, this guy tell the truth. Well, we don't need that. Let's keep on moving.
And God wants to reveal it to you. But even as I'm telling you no offense. Can I just be friendly? Even as I tell the black culture this, it's like, don't bring it up. And so what I do with my big mouth, I bring it up.
You bring it up?
Why? Why should you be ashamed of your culture?
Because you made us ashamed of our culture. You destroy our people. You destroy our culture. You destroy our nation. We are a destroyed people. That's what you did. And then now those people are coming out there like we're going to rebuild. Why should you be ashamed? We are rebuilding. You guys did this unto us.
I don't understand it. It's not in my logic. Well, you have to think about this, because sometimes we have an internal struggle because God's got a repositioning. But every culture God has, and I'm going to teach you, I'm going to share with you, every culture is in the Bible, just like this. But the reason we don't bring it up is because we have been brought up in a democracy/republic and a religion that doesn't want to discuss this because we fear what it will reveal. Because we're into controlling people instead of releasing people. Come on, everybody. Amen.
Well, that's what that is, man. That's what you people did. Anyway, man, I really do not like to go into this thing with those folks. But when you look at it, brethren, you see how this entire world, especially the world of the Gentiles, is crumbling. And they are cleaving with great pride. They are cleaving with authority. They are cleaving as if this thing, they started it. And they are cleaving as breaking news. You are not African. You are Israelite like us. Come join us. Be just like us. That's how they are cleaving. And they are coming with a bunch of other nonsense and things. Boy. I mean, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what the hell is this, man? what is it that you people have? Zero shame. You folks have zero shame. The Mighty One gives you into great shame and even greater reproach. And how do you counteract that? You claim to be you claim to be us. You're telling us, hey, did you guys know that you are the real Hebrew? Yeah, we are aware of that. What else of it? Just let you know, guys, this for the first time that you know. Hey, you should do this and you should do that. Like, yo, man, you people are the one that destroy us. It doesn't work like that, beloved. Okay, those people ain't coming. It doesn't work like those guys been enjoying the blessing forever, and suddenly now they realize the rapture is not happening. They realize Jacob's trouble above all is not happening. If anything, they are in trouble. Now they are cleaving on their own and then telling you that, okay, well, shut up, let me tell you the truth, and then let's go to heaven and enjoy the blessing again. It doesn't work like that. Even the 2/3 that following them, even the others that the Mighty One has rejected, even though at the end right now, once he really start getting in, they can come back in. They can do whatever that they want. Once the Mighty One rejecting you, that's it. We were never rejected. Okay? We were put in a corner. We were put on standby. We were put in a form of reconditioning. We were never rejected. The moment the Mighty One accept you, you accept. Reject, reject. Beloved, I say shalom. Be at peace.